Hello everyone, I am Jane Frances Mweze, a sports administration master's student at St. Thomas University. Today I'll be exploring youth sports through the lens of the functionalism theory. And from the earlier modules of this course, we've established that functionalism views sports as a system that supports the stability and the good functioning of society by promoting shared values, social integration, and the personal development. Now, before diving deeper, it's good that we kind of establish what youth sports, which would be the core of the discussion, is all about. According to Dosh et al. 2022, youth sports encompasses organized and informal, physical activities that involve children and adolescents within the age of 6 to 18 years of age, and always or often in the settings such as school teams, community leagues, and recreational play, as well as structured, training programs like academies where students or where children, start from an early age to develop skills in a particular sport. So these environments collectively form what we know as youth sports system, which of course, in a nutshell, influences the way that we groom children for physical development as well as emotional development in the society. Now, from a functionalist perspective, youth sports serves as an agent of socialization because, yes, as we know, socialization has to do with how individuals learn the norms of the society, values and behaviors, skills shaping, and everything they need to function properly and effectively within the society. And why do I say so? Because in team sports, it often involves parents, the family, the team, the coaches, and whatever institution that is overseeing everything. And of course, from that tender age, parents get involved because they have to most times drop the children at wherever sporting activity that they are involved in. The coaches define the structures of what the program is, so it's not just come and do what you want, but there's a structure that says when the students would have to come, what they'll be doing, maybe even some people have a meal plan, what to eat and what not to eat, if you're going to be a good athlete. So children start learning all of that from that very young age, start setting a goal of, oh, this is where I am today and this is where I want to be. I'm just learning to kick the ball, so from that I'm learning to hold possession, or I want to start scoring, I want to be a goalkeeper, or I want to be a javelin thrower, I want to increase the weight I'm carrying, whatever be the sport or the activity. So yes, the children become aware and start setting these goals. And then of course, like I already said, and also another thing that being in this kind of setting, in this kind of program, does for the children is that it also helps to start shaping their values, because by the time the children are here, in this program, with the parents providing guidance and of course following the structure of the program, they also get to learn things like value. Like I said, the parents will have to drop them, so they start from an early age to learn punctuality and time management, because if you're going to be early on time, you have to manage your time well so that you'll be there. And so they have to learn, well, I have to do my assignment so that I can go for my training, or I have to train early so that I can come back and all of that. They learn tenacity, I have to keep at these, I have to come for practice every day, even though I would have preferred to stay back at home and watch TV with my younger ones or go to the movies or do something more fun, but I have to come here and probably run around the pitch and all of that, which is not always so fun, but I have to do it because I want to be a good athlete. So so the children get to learn about all of these things: hard work, tenacity, the fact that you get to benefit when you work hard, which is an important thing that sports kind of also teaches us. It means that for you to achieve a goal, you have to work at it. So, but also the functionalist is very conscious about the modern trends of how youth sports rather, is being shifted from children having access to play to more about pay to play or the competition. I remember growing up in the high school days, we had access to things like inter-house sports, where of course different game masters were assigned to different groups known as houses within the secondary school to actually train students as athletes to participate in the competition. But now, because a lot of people are more focused on education, as the case may be, so even the inter-house sports is becoming less popular. And now for children to have good training for sports or athletics activities, it often has to be finding a good academy, that trains children. So which would mean that for children to have access to playing now, parents have to pay. And so not many children are also interested, or not many parents have that money to pay for their children to get involved. So which is reducing the access that children have to take part in sports. So it's not as inclusive as it used to be, according to Project Play in their report in 2023. Now, the rising costs of specialization in sports have made participation harder for a lot of children. So I would say that viewing youth sports through a functionalist perspective reveals that it's an important, agent of socialization for the society. It helps children to learn a lot of things about how to become functional members of the society. And if we allow, the focus on competition on money to determine the access that children would have to play youth sports, then it's going to be taking a whole part of the contribution that it brings to the society. Thank you very much for watching.